Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out Candace Owens as she triggers white liberal meltdown. And you guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're here to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Was there ever a point in history where white privilege did exist?
No. Yeah, I suppose when we lived in a country where if you were black, you were not allowed to go into certain places, right? I suppose you could say again, and I guess that wouldn't be white privilege. You would call that Nordic privilege in the progressive era, when there were signs that said Irish need not apply. So that's a different, that is white on white, a lack of a privilege. Of course, there's examples in the history of the world where you would have been privileged if your skin was white, especially in this country and in other countries as well. But today, no, white privilege does not exist.
When did it end?
Over time, beginning with the civil rights era, it's not a particular incident or moment, but multi-generations, the country became significantly less racist. I would say after Reconstruction, after the Civil War, after, when we had desegregation, fought the Democrat institutional racism, we fought back against the KKK, when the Civil Rights Act was signed, when blacks were allowed to participate in Major League Baseball, the National Football League, the National Basketball Association, serve an elected office. All those things, contributed to the end of what used to be privilege in society, white privilege.
You said less racist.
This is interesting.
So is it still somewhat racist?
No, do you just have questions? I think.
No, you said you wanted a dialogue. We're having a
conversation. No.
It's the least racist country in the world.
No, America is not a racist country today.
Is it still racist? So
no.
when did it end?
There's certain.
You can't answer the question.
It ended when it ended.
I just did.
Okay,
no, you didn't. You said less
I will
racist.
answer. I'll answer. I'm answering you.
Thank you.
When it stopped being systemic, when there stopped being laws in place that stopped me as a black person doing what you're able to do as a white man.
No, I'm not asking that. Systemic racism is not simply that issue.
Yes, you just asked me to define when it stopped being, when this country stopped being racist. That's the answer.
When?
I can't give you the exact date and time and hour. I'm telling you when.
Give me the decade.
What do you mean?
Mid-1970s.
Yeah,
Mid-1970s. So mass incarceration affecting black and brown communities disproportionately to their population.
Because they committed more crimes.
They committed more. As to why? Why did they commit more crimes?
Because we ripped apart the family.
Because of their economic situation. I'm not fucking talking to you, dude.
Why are liberals so angry? I can't figure out why you're angry. Why are you angry?
I'm not a liberal,
right now?
so stop assuming my
political affiliation. You just came out of nowhere and just start cursing.
No, you invited me up here, raised my hand,
I know, but I'm saying
please
you just turned around and you're cursing at someone.
the...
Why don't you calm down? It's just a conversation.
I'm perfectly calm. I can curse
you don't have to turn around and curse anyone behind you.
I can.
You're
It's a free country, right?
Okay. No, but I'm saying that it's not necessary to have this dialogue for you to turn around and be angry. I do always remark, and I am going to suspect that you are liberal, because right now you're trying to sell me my own.
I'm not liberal.
You're selling me my own oppression. So that's a very liberal stance.
I'm not liberal.
Usually when a white man stands up and tells me that, yes, this is a racist country and is oppressed, they do tend to be liberal. Only liberals try to sell me my oppression.
But I'm not.
But, okay, I'm not going to assume your political ideology. So here's
yes, I do.
I mean, to answer your question for me, when the system stops being racist and there's nothing stopping us, and you brought up the prison rates, and you said something that was actually really important. You said it's because their communities have been economically depressed. So that would not be because of the color of your skin. That's economic privilege. If you ask me whether or not I believe in economic privilege, I would tell you yes. If you ask me whether or not I think that somebody born into a family of billionaires will be afforded more privileges in life than somebody that is born in the projects of Chicago, I would say yes, because economic privilege in this country does exist. But there is no law in place that is stopping a person because of the color of their skin from gaining that economic privilege, which is why I do not believe that white privilege, which is based upon the color of your skin, exists.
Is black poverty and white poverty different? Do they face different?
No, poor is poor.
That's a lie. White people are more likely to be in rural poverty, which is different than urban poverty.
That's because black people don't live in rural parts of America.
What?
That's because black people don't live in rural parts of America.
Why? Historically, why? Why did black people flock?
Because of Lyndon Baines Johnson, urban planning, central planning, Great Society, where he said, we are going to verticalize the black community, destroy the black father, introduce drugs in the late 1960s, subsidize single motherhood, which used to be 22% in the 1960s, which is now 73%. Only a government program can make something like that happen.
Did it have anything to do with the lynchings in the South and the hostility towards black people in the South?
Well, first off, you say...
Is there any reason why they left the South
just
for that reason?
Just so everybody knows, literally not half people, 1/3 of the people that were lynched in the South were white Republicans. So Republicans were being lynched in the South as well. So let's not pretend that if your argument, if you're asking me, it seems like you're no, I just responded.
Does it have anything to do black people leaving the South and going to inner cities and other...
He just answered that question for you.
No, I said, does it have anything to do with the KKK,
very little to
lynchings, and violence in the South that black people faced?
So what it has to do with is the fact that black people continue...
Answer my question.
No, very little to
does
nothing.
It? Yes or no?
Very little.
You're not allowing
Answer.
me to... Listen, you're not going to be like... You're not my boss. So don't tell me how I have to answer your question. Okay? Nobody's intimidated from you telling me how I'm going to answer your question.
You're not going to cut me off, okay?
Why don't you stop exercising your invisible white privilege and let the black girl talk for a second, okay?
Oh my God. No, this has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so to answer your question,
so white privilege exists. Wait.
I said invisible white privilege.
Does it exist?
I said invisible white privilege. If you listen,
of course it's invisible. White privilege is not a tangible
thing. White privilege does not exist. Economic privilege does exist. Okay. If you're asking me, do I think the black community has been crippled economically? The answer would be yes. It has been crippled economically by Democrat policies. You just heard me say that in there.
Democrats are Americans. Democrats are in America, so therefore you just admitted that there has been disadvantage by two black people by Democrats who are American. You just admitted it.
It is not based off. You asked me if white privilege exists. The answer is white privilege. Because you're born white, that means you're going to not have this or that. It does not exist. No, it does not exist.
You just admitted that the Democrats, the boogeyman Democrats,
they're not boogeyman. They exist. Boogeyman doesn't exist.
No.
60 years
Democrats
ago.
do exist.
They did it.
So boogeyman means doesn't exist. Just so you know, there are Democrats.
So you admit that it exists.
60.
I don't think you're comprehending. You're not.
So,
you're not comprehending.
I'm not sure that you are. You said
60 years ago, white people had it better than black people. Over time, there's no more systemic laws that are in place. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What can a white person do that a black person cannot do today in today's America? Name one thing.
Well, black people...
Answer the question. Isn't that how this works?
Fucking question. Black people who smoke marijuana, black and white people smoke marijuana at the same rates. Yet a black person is 3 to 4 times more likely to be put in jail for that.
Okay.
And I know the reason why, because the police are in the urban communities. It's easier to police those communities.
Because actually, I had a girlfriend. I had a family member who got a DUI, and I had a girlfriend who got a DUI.
Just to let you know, by just saying what you're saying and standing up here and knowing what's going on through the police brutality, through injustice, I love that
behind me there's like black people rolling their eyes, but the two white guys are yelling at me, telling me that I don't agree with them. This is what I love about white liberals, right? Like they know it's so important for them to sell us our oppression that they'll come up and tell us we're under grace. Just say it.
Can you speak for
Well,
all
why don't you stop speaking for black people? That would be great, okay?
Wow, you guys. That was such a heated argument right there. And I love Candace Owens' point. I totally stand with her. Especially when she talked about economic privilege. I can totally see where she's coming from. Because if you are born into a rich home, you are being favored economically more than someone that is born in a poor environment. You guys, let me know your thoughts on this one. This was so good. Do you guys agree with what Candace Owens said? And I feel the white guy was just attacking Candace on a personal level. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I really had fun reacting to this video. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give it a massive thumbs up. Comment, share, and all that good stuff. And this is me officially signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.